No, it's the scorned women. And the thing about it is my position is false accusations should be a felony on your record. That way it covers law enforcement and it covers false accusers. Because right now, the men, y'all are open targets. I can leave from here right now and say you said something inappropriate to me, and you know what you got to do? You got to get an attorney to defend yourself. So guess who loses? You do. It's not just about jail. It's not just about your reputation. It's about money that you got to fight, something that you didn't do. We call him Zone 3 at the gym. Okay? Good guy. 50-year-old black man, never been in trouble before. He just got sentenced to life in prison for sodomy on his girlfriend. So if you do oral on a man now, you can go to the police department and say, hey, look what's in my mouth. He did sodomy on me. That's how low the bar is. It's sick, it's sad, and it's criminal that this man is now in jail for life for having consensual sex with his girlfriend. Make that make sense.
You have raised two very successful sons.
Thank you.
They were childhood stars, one on Nickelodeon and the other one on Disney.
Yes. So he started when he was 2 years old. So we've been in this business 31 years now. So as a toddler, he was picked up by an agent. We started in commercial print jobs that led into commercials, and then the commercials led into parlaying us into television.
So you were 100%. You had two kids that became stars on TV as children.
And in fact, we have made history in television. My sons, Christopher and Kyle Massey, were both the first African American males to get nominated for an Emmy at the same time in the same category on the same night.
Wow.
So that's an accolade that nobody else has in Hollywood, because we were nominated for Outstanding Children's Program for Zoe 101 as well as That's So Raven.
These were two young black men that were very successful.
Mm-hmm.
As they got older, they had to become targets.
My son was accused twice of sexual misconduct by a white female, and it related to her daughter, which was a false accusation.
Yeah.
But the first time it was 8 months that we were out of work, and this time it'll be 2 years in June that we've been out of work, out of income.
So there's been another accusation?
Well, it's the same person, the same accuser, but in a different venue. So neither one of he's never been arrested, he's never been to jail, he's never had a fingerprint mugshot, any of that stuff. So what the girl did was she went to a different venue and filed a criminal complaint with some of her peers or her friends. The prosecutor over there, his name is Dan Satterberg, in his public record, he was a whistleblower turned him in for nepotism. Mm-hmm. And rather than him face the consequences of the nepotism, they allowed him not to run for re-election to avoid consequences for nepotism. One of the fun facts about King County is the 13th largest county in the entire United States of America, with less than 10% black population, and yet 350% black people are in jail there. So how does that math make sense? It makes sense if they're doing things like what they did to my son.
So you think your son was set up?
Oh, he was big time set up. Okay, I told Kyle, I said, listen to me. I said, I can't tell you what all of this means right now, but it doesn't make any sense. I said, so God is using us for something bigger than what we know right now, because it's not about you doing anything wrong. This is far beyond you doing something wrong. And now, almost 2 years later, 22 months later, we got a fake arrest.
If there's no mugshot, if there's no arraignment, no bail, how can you pull off a fake arrest?
Exactly. So you pull off a fake arrest when there's nepotism, when there's nobody looking at the documents. When you've done it so many times before and you're comfortable with it, you just push the documents to the people that's going to sign off on them. So
Do you actually believe that happened?
No, I don't believe that happened. That is what happened. They faked and forged an arrest They said they arrested my son on September the 24th, 2020. My son was filming the Millennials that day behind a green screen, like right now. And he was working, time stamped and date stamped, coincidentally, at the same time. He said he arrested Kyle at 1 p.m. and Kyle was filming at 1 p.m.
I think I read or heard that they were asking Kyle to pay $1.5 million.
Yes, so the girl,
in order to keep the girl quiet.
She was sleeping with my son when he was a minor. That's how he knows her. So the mom, Kendra Andreas is her name. The mother of the little girl is extorting my son because when she's.
All right, let's back up.
Yeah, let's back up.
I'm so confused.
Don't be confused.
So is this about the mother?
It's about the mother.
Or is it about the daughter?
It's about the mother. The mother has 2 open cases right now in King County in the same courtroom with the same courthouse with the detective, the prosecutor, and the people that forged all this stuff on my son. She has 2 open cases, financial lending institutions that's suing her right now. And she has about 6 cases over the state of Washington where she's the defendant. We don't know about those cases yet, but she is the problem. So if my son had gone to jail, nobody would be caring about me right now or him right now. So the legislation over in California says that you can freely talk about it, whether you go to trial or whether you settle. So therefore, we won't have any consequences for discussing the facts about the case.
How painful has this been for your family?
A lot. It has been. It's been extreme. It was in the beginning. It was horrifying. It was embarrassing. It was unfair. It was illegal. It was unethical. It was dangerous because now you're labeling my son. My He Too movement is about false accusers. I'm advocating for false accusers, which just so happen most oftentimes are men.
So where did He Too come from?
The He Too came from because Kendra Andreas, the false accuser, she tried to use the Me Too movement to get us to fold and buckle to pay her the $1.5 million.
This is crazy.
In exchange, she told in the letter, in her demand letter, extortion letter, she says that she had the weight of the Me Too
letter for $1.5.
The extortion letter for the $1.5 million, but they labeled it as the demand letter. And the demand was if we did not comply with their $1.5 million. And I did not learn of this woman until the demand letter came across the email. And I had to ask Kyle, like, what is this all about? And how do you know these people? And that's how he told us. And that's how we found out about it. And
so where are both of the cases now?
Well, there is no case. That's just March 2019. That case was dismissed by a California judge. Okay, so that is no case. That civil case.
No civil case.
No civil case.
Is there a criminal case?
So yes. So listen. So let me tell you what's so fascinating about this. Do you know that my son is probably going to be the first black man in the history that has never stepped foot in a courtroom and has been accused by a white woman for a sexual assault case?
How do you avoid court with those type of accusations?
Because when the person is a liar and they depend on you to be fearful and buckle under pressure, or if you have one hole in your story, you're done. So because he's telling the truth is the reason that they can't do anything about it.
I'm confused.
Everybody's confused. That's why it's my job to unconfuse everybody, because he's my son.
Well,
it's my story. It's our kid, my kid.
A very good job. And I commend you on the He Too movement.
Yes.
You also made me aware of books. There are books out there that help people set up successful men and destroy their lives.
Listen,
can you talk about the book?
I totally would tell you. The book is called Damn. DAMN, How to Destroy a Man Now. That's the name of the book.
Why would you want to read a book like that?
It should be criminal, because what that book is doing is teaching you, a person, how to lie and beat the system.
Well, the thing is, they want to get rid of things like critical race theory, but they're promoting books that help you destroy men.
And specifically, the book is How to Destroy a Successful Man and dethrone him. These are the vocabulary. These are the vocabulary words that they use in the book.
You read the book?
I need to, because what I would like to do is to see if how many similarities in the book matches that demand letter. But I do think that is wise for me to read it. If they can prove that she read that book or bought that book or have any knowledge of that book, that's criminal. When they saw me on the Shade Room, they were coming in my DM with, that's how I know about her criminal background history. That's how I know about her. When people saw me on the Shade Room, they started DMing me things about this person. She's not a good character person. You know, her background is sketchy. So that's how I even know about her background. I didn't know this person. She and her attorneys banked 1,000%
for $1.5 million.
They banked on the $1.5 million given to them.
That's kind of low, though.
No, it's free. Who does that? First of all, who sells their daughter's innocence if it's actually really been violated? So now, with that being said, $1.5 million is no money, but it is to a criminal. Okay, so when they were trying to scare us into giving the money, I told her attorneys and her, CC'd it to her attorneys, that the only reason that my son knows her is because she was in a sexual capacity with him when he was a minor. So it changed the whole landscape of the extortion at that point. Okay, so then the case was dismissed in California. She's a criminal. She was a stripper before with no license. So the one person that used to be a stripper with her, she used to talk about seeing him and going to bed with him when she was a stripper. And the girl is not lying, because she was arrested for being a stripper with no license.
Okay.
You see what I mean? So basically her timeline is matching up like a puzzle. My son's timeline is matching up like a puzzle. He's not a criminal. He's never done nothing wrong to anybody. He's been an upstanding, high character guy. Nobody has ever been able to find anything negative to say about him. The set people, production, executive producers, castmates, craft service, maintenance, nobody. Extra.